we teach our children corruption in basic schools.
A few meters away from the shores of the Jamestown beaches of Accra, the capital of Ghana, lies the scene that hosts arguably the most disturbing organized crime that involves some staff of the Ghana Education Service GES and pupils sitting for the 2025 Basic Education Certificate Examination BECE, organized by the West African Examinations Council WAEC. Incidents of examination malpractice are recorded every year, resulting in the cancellation of some subjects, entire results, or withholding of results of some candidates, as well as arrest of officials who flout examination rules to compromise the integrity of the BECE. To unravel the rot in the BECE, investigative platform GH Probe embarked on a quest to expose the systematic nature of BECE malpractices. In this investigative piece, Francisca Enchel will take you into the dark world of BECE to expose how some GES officials compromise test integrity in some randomly selected exam centers in the Greater Accra region under the guise of helping children pass at all costs. The team conducted its investigations at Derby Avenue RC Basic School and St. George's Anglican Basic School, which hosted 14 schools with total registered candidates numbering 415, to understand circumstances that account for undetected examination malpractices that are becoming an acceptable norm in Ghana. Derby Avenue RC Basic School Examination Center hosted Adomens Junior High School, Amamomo Junior High School, Ayalolo 1 and 2 Junior High School, Derby Avenue RC Basic School, Agape Mighty Trinity Academy Paulinus Queensland School, and Bethel ECG Preparatory School, with a total of 235 registered candidates. St. George's Anglican Basic School Examination Center also hosted 7 schools, namely Darius Preparatory Junior High School, Redeemed King of Glory International School, Vasden Royal Complex School, and Eddie Gray Memorial School. They also hosted Zion Academy, St. George's Anglican Basic School, and Mamprobi EP Basic School, with 180 total registered candidates. The investigation found evidence of institutionalized examination malpractices perpetrated in the manner of an organized crime for financial gains by some staff of the various hierarchies of the GES mandated to supervise the examination. The investigations found that the cabal comprised examination supervisors and deputies, head teachers, invigilators, teachers, and, in some instances, school improvement support officers, CISOs, as well as the candidates who are the beneficiaries of the crime, all ensuring that the candidates pass every single subject through no efforts of theirs. Professor Ernest Kofi Davis, the Acting Director General of GES, who declined speaking on camera, outlined efforts made by the GES and its major stakeholders to ensure all staff of the service understand the rules governing the exams and the repercussions of violating them. The sensitization ended a day before the exams.
Before the examination, we sent our team with WAEC. They toured the whole country. I don't know whether when you spoke to people they told you. BC, they toured the whole country. On a day before the start of the exams, I issued a press statement. I don't know whether you read the press statement. And we told the whole world that if a teacher is caught aiding cheating, that is the end of the teacher. The teacher may be fired.
According to the head of public affairs at WAEC, John Cappy, the council spelled out the rules to the supervisors. Meanwhile, on the same day, staff of GES appointed as supervisors for the exams and tasked with the responsibility to relay the rules to the invigilators were rather outrightly preparing the invigilators to break the rules.
Some of them will be asked a question, but sometimes we don't know, so we tell them, I don't know.
Okay.
If they can ask their friends, which they feel is correct, I can permit you ask your friend the same. And for this, it is not individual, it's by the school, understand? And from there, they are entering to another level. So for them to also go to that schools like this session, so you can ask your friend to fill the gap. It will be very embarrassing that a whole person why happening like that? I will have to talk to them too. When you see strange people, when you see us, fine. When you get some strange person coming, then you can later, you are letting external visitors coming. Please, you want be on your people. So you guide them.
Okay.
Every candidate should do independent work. When you hear us talk about collusion, that is what we're talking about. Collusion is simply that you have the same thing running through the scripts of the candidates. So it tells you that either there has been a certain kind of communication between the candidates, or there's been an external source, one source to every single person. So candidates are supposed to do independent work. That is why when you look at the rules, they ask whether each candidate is assigned a desk and a chair. And there's a certain distance from one candidate to another, so that they do not have the opportunity of communicating with each other. So there should be no communication whatsoever between one candidate and the other. If in the course of the examination you have any question, you put up your hand, and the invigilator is the only person who should answer that question.
Wednesday, the 11th of June 2025, was the start of exams which would continue until Wednesday, the 18th of June 2025, to be written by 603,328 registered candidates across the country. The exams started with assembly of candidates, after which a CISO laid down the rules to candidates. They were then marched to the exam rooms without the conduct of searches. It would later be discovered in our investigation that the foreign materials that the search would have found were sanctioned, hence the deliberate skipping of the search. According to WAEC, candidates are required to be thoroughly searched before entering the examination halls.
One of the first things that you do is to search the candidates thoroughly before they go in. That is why we advise a 30-minute wait period. So searching has not been cancelled. It is still an integral part of the process before the examinations start.
This investigation found that the examination malpractice is perpetuated directly by some staff of GES who provide candidates with answers to all the questions. The answers come through an invigilator dictating the answers, presenting pieces of paper with handwritten answers to candidates to copy and pass on to colleagues. And in some instances, they come on printed sheets distributed to as many as possible candidates at a go. At 9 a.m., the bell announced the start of exams. Unlike a normal examination hall that is characterized by total silence and focus in the first 30 minutes of the start of paper, this investigation uncovered a strange phenomenon. The halls were noisy. Candidates were not writing anything, and some were sleeping. To the utter surprise of GH probe investigators, about 30 minutes into the exams, some particular invigilators abandoned their duty post to distribute answers to the questions in batches, one question after the other.
Any possession of any such thing is illegal, and you can be prosecuted, you can be fined or incarcerated for a certain period of time. Currently, there have been some people who have been prosecuted. Some of them have been sentenced to 3 months imprisonment. Some have 8 months, others have 30 days. So depending on the gravity of the crime and the discretion of the presiding judge.
This continued for the rest of the papers, including objective tests in which invigilators, in some instances, dictated answers to the candidates. This explained the scene at the start of the paper.
The only papers to be given to the candidates by any official, the answer booklet, the question paper, or the objective answer card, these three items, by way of paper, these are the ones that you can give to them. And then for shading purposes, we give them pencils. Apart from these, no other paper should come from anyone to any candidate in the examination hall. So if any examination official, a supervisor, or an invigilator is found distributing any other paper in the examination hall, it is illegal. It is wrong.
To ensure that the happenings in the exam halls stayed in the exam halls, all answers distributed on papers were taken back by invigilators before exiting the halls. Aside from providing the candidates with answers on papers and by dictation, there was also heavy dependence on mobile phones, a development that was sanctioned by the invigilators and supervisors. The phone.
So what you've been watching is an expose into how some staff of the Ghana Education Service and some invigilators, teachers, and headmasters colluded to help students to cheat in the just ended BECE. It is striking, it is unbelievable, and some teachers, we understand, received as low as, invigilators received as low as 60 Ghana cedis to allow students to cheat. And among the things that took place is that some students were allowed to use their phones in the exams hall. They ended up using AI platforms like ChatGPT to find answers to their questions. This is very striking, and it is very concerning, especially for the future of our education. Now, we've been joined on the phone by the Deputy Chairperson, the Vice Chairperson of Parliament Select Committee on Education, Honorable Joseph Kwame Kumah, for some chat on this very worrying situation. Honorable, thank you very much for joining us. Good morning to you. I'm sure you've seen snippets of this very expose, but the manner in which some staff of the GES and some teachers and officials of WAEC engaged in this crime, this criminality, is very worrying for the future of our basic education, isn't it?
Excellently so, my brother. Excellently so. In the sense. Let me take this opportunity to thank you for the opportunity to express my opinion on this. And to make it point blank, it is an undeniable fact that everyone, this is started years ago. And wherever there is competition, people will definitely, naturally find a way of beating the system. However, our time and age is becoming abnormal. And that is why we are seeing this thing. I had the opportunity to be given the chance during the 8th Parliament to do a statement on the floor of Parliament. And it was, let's refocus on compulsory universal basic education. It is a fact that by class 6, if a child cannot read and write, the fellow is already a problem. It takes conscious effort to be able to turn that child around. Going by this analogy, how are our basic education now. Either we have politicized our educational system, leading to we leaving the basic side and concentrating on pre-senior high. Or we have left the basic education to its fate. Most of our schools are deplorable. Infrastructure deficit, not less than 5,000 and over. Teachers' instability in classes. Teachers commute from city centers to as long as 11 kilometers away to teach and come back to city center. Yet along the line, knowing all these married or problems that bedevil our basic education, including inadequate and absence of textbooks, teaching materials, and what have you. And yet we want the very people who transit into free senior high to perform magic. Then, by way of creating competition among teachers and head teachers, we have come out with a program of, if your school is not able to perform, either the head is queried or the subject master is queried.
So you think that pressure on the teachers and headmasters is compelling them to engage in these dubious acts, this criminality in these examinations, you know, in the BECE examinations? I mean, as much as they want to, you know, record high marks and be able to get the, what do you call it, commendation of the authorities, still, it is no justification for them to collude and engage in this criminality. This is because what we are seeing on the screen is, as far as the visuals are rolling, you see students in an examination hall using a smartphone and certain invigilators are aiding them to engage in it. I mean, if the reason for that is because the teachers just wanted their schools to do well, I mean, one would say that should not be an excuse at all.
That should not be an excuse. But it is a national discourse as we are having it through you. We must lay certain things bare for authorities to take things up. In the sense that if we don't say these things as they are, where do we start from and where do we end? That system then feeds into the criminality. Because you have not taught the children well at basic education, yet you have found a way of letting them pass. And some teachers go to the extent of taxing candidates to pay either 60 Ghana each or 100 Ghana each in the basic schools before they write their exams. Of course, garbage in, garbage will come out.
Yeah, and Honorable, and it is even more concerning because this is the basic level. This is the basic level. And as you mentioned, if the students are allowed to pass this level unprepared, not ready for the next level, then clearly the higher they go, we might end up having, you know, medical doctors and, as was stated in the documentary, students who now have their entire character imbibed with corruption. And they'll become our leaders in the future who will continue to perpetrate this act of corruption.
Very excellent. Excellent, my brother. And that is what we are beginning to see. And such students, when they feed into the system and they get to senior high, they are those who vandalize properties of the various teachers who are a bit strict on them. You hear they are burning headmasters' cars, they are vandalizing school properties. And let me add, we have institutions we can call exam centers. There are no students inside. You only see them during exam period. Okay? Private institutions and what have you. People have purposely set up only exam centers. And for whatever amount they are taking the students are not there for classes and they are only seen during exam periods. What results do you want them to produce?
But progressively, Honorable, progressively though, what do you think we can do, first of all, to serve as deterrents to some of these headmasters, some of these teachers, some of these invigilators, so that nobody will have the convenience or even the authority to go and engage in this act? What kind of punishment do you think will serve as a strong deterrence? Because we need to send a strong message to these, what do you call it? I would like to use wicked people, but anyway.
We crack the whip. What are the rules governing exam malpractices? As an education committee, we have engaged EduWatch and other sister CSOs. They have been on this issue for years. We have discussed, and they have always proposed that those teachers who are culprits, are they not walking around freely? Among other things, I know WAEC's position is that WAEC has no mandate to be able to prosecute any. And that is one of the handicaps, if my memory serves me right. And so we must relook at the laws. And let me thank you and the organization that has done this expose. Let's keep other media houses repeating this thing. Teachers will become guided. They will be afraid. And we'll make sure we circulate it several times. At the end of the day, if they pronounce punishment for those they've gotten, I'm sure the rest will fear.
Honorable, should we expect anything from Parliament, from the committee, in response to this expose? Is there anything the committee is going to do, in response to this?
Before I spoke to your media house, I consulted my Chairman Nochu, I salute you. And with this proposal, I know my Chairman is listening. The powers that the committee has, we will look at it and see the way forward. It is not a palatable situation. I know the Minister of Education definitely will come across this. And so far as WAEC is under the ministry, we will, at the end of the day, come to consensus on what to do. But I know EduWatch and other CEOs have proposed severally that we crack the whip on such people. And I know it is time. Anything you do, they say evidence-based. The evidence are now gathered. And I'm sure even before this current WASI, Minister of Education, through the Director General, issued a communique warning heads of schools. And those heads who have also kept too long in most institutions they should move them around. And some of directors of education, they should move them around. Some have become too used to some of the communities. And so some of the institutions have linked with them and do the bad things, influence them, even select invigilators who are specialized in what has been happening.
All right, Honorable, we're looking forward to seeing the actions your committee will be taking on this matter. And hopefully we can have an extensive probe, an extensive conversation about BECE, the organization of BECE in the country, and how GS could be, looked into so that they ensure sanity in the system, likewise WAEC. Honorable, thank you very much for your time this morning. Really appreciate making time.
I will plead with you that it should be extended to WASI, not even BECE alone.
Yes, and I'm sure that will happen. Honorable, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I'm very
Honorable
grateful, my brother.
Joseph Kwame Kumah is Vice Chairperson of the Parliament Select Committee on Education, and we'll just be hearing from him. In studio with me now is Asadio is here, and I've also got Rosalind in studio with me. Of course, they were BECE several years ago. Come on, Rosalind says 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I was watching Rosalind on TV. I'm not sure how she was.
I wasn't on TV.
I wasn't watching how she was
writing
managing.
BECE 5 years
She said she was writing BECE. We're going to hear from her experience of writing BECE 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Asadio is also here. But guys, let me just get your thought. When you watched excerpts of the documentary, Asadio, I was watching you, in the background before you came on sets, and it was quite heart-wrenching for you.
It was, indeed it was. I mean, to think that we are still, we are still experiencing all of this till dates.
Yeah.
Because there's no news.
It's no news, but we've never captured it on camera the way we have,
It's been happening. It happens. And, sometimes I wonder, see, there's absolutely no way that you can try to change the mentality of a human being. That is what they believe in. That is what they think should be done. And so one word the other.
You mean by cheating?
Not by cheating alone, but I'm talking about the actions of the invigilators. Taking an amount of money just so that they can give the student the leeway to do whatever they want to do. And that's a certain mentality that, because at the end of the day, some of them too, when the students pass, it's a credit to the school. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's a credit to the school. Oh, okay, so this particular school...
My school got 100% pass rate, so they're going to get more students coming in.
Exactly. So one way or the other, you will find a number of these invigilators, a number of these teachers wanting to do everything and anything possible to make sure that even pertaining to the subjects they teach, just so that the student, it would seem as though, or it would be put out there that they're doing a good job by,
That basically means the society is corrupt. It's just a bunch of corrupt people teaching the kids, and you wonder what they are teaching them. Let me bring Rosalie in. Let me just mention that we'd love to hear from you. So send us your messages. Let them come to what do you make of this whole situation and what has been uncovered as far as the BECE. And we even know that this WASI exams that are going on, widespread malpractices are taking place.
So the question is, when did it start? I don't think it's as new like Isidore said. Yes, cameras have captured it, but believe me, our leaders have been in the known for a very long time. We can't state for a fact that, oh, this leader is involved or that leader is involved. But trust me, for the invigilators to be confident to take the money, there are some top people in authority who are also behind it, and we don't talk about it. Now, people want to enroll their children in schools that are the best, and there are schools that are involved. This thing goes deeper than we think. What we are seeing are the invigilators that cameras have captured them, they become the culprits. But if we go deeper, we'll get to know that it's not just the invigilators. Probably the invigilators are working for somebody else. Somebody has told them, when you go, take the money and let the school pass. Maybe a head teacher has gone to see, the authorities, maybe seen the authorities and said, listen, I want my school to pass. Negotiated the amount. And then the invigilators come in, take the money on behalf of them. Listen, we are seeing invigilators, but there are some places that they even buy papers and teach their children, so the children can pass.
So this thing that we've seen on camera, probably the first time we've seen it captured on camera. We've seen faces. We've seen it in real action, pants down. It has persisted, like you mentioned. Scenarios where people even get questions and they go and solve it with their kids, and before the kids come to sit in the exams hall to write these papers, they've already solved it in their mock exams. And even from the documentary, we see that some invigilators took photos of the questions, sent it to people who solved it, came to give to the students in sheets for them to answer. But the point is that it's about the future of our country. And if we continue to encourage this conduct, do we have hope in the future of our country? Because these are the future of our country.
That's why we are where we are today. Because this thing didn't start today. That's why we are where we are. We have some of the leaders who are in authority right now as we speak, who went through this.
I understand Daniel is joining us from Nungua. He wants to share his thoughts on it. And I said, I'll come because I could literally see your thoughts in your mind.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel.
Hello.
Yes, please speak to me.
Yeah, I'm saying, why can't I think this is all from our leaders. You understand? Because black people and our mentality is difficult.
Yep.
So I always think that why they can't build a special place for exams. No schooling there, only when it's exams time, they go there after the exams, they come back. You understand? So that they can put cameras all around. And when they had their cameras around, nobody even tried to do this. But when you choose schools for them to do this exam, this is what's going to happen every day. So if they can get a vast land, please build examination hall for there. When it's examination time, they take them there. After the exam, the bus bring you back. The next day you go. Special place for exam. There's cameras, everything there. Then I think this will help. But when they choose schools, go and do at this school, go and do it this school, go and by all means, kids will not go well.
All right.
Meanwhile, somebody else try and learn how to pass this exam and look at what is going. If they can't do it,
All right, Daniel. All right, Daniel, I think your point is well made. Really appreciate it. We understand 13 people have so far been arrested for engaging in various forms of examination malpractice in the WASI exam that's ongoing. I said it's not just BECE, it's WASI.
It's WASI as well.
Even in the university, they are, all these cheating things.
What Daniel is saying is what he's suggesting is not a bad idea. But in a situation where you have some schools where before they go to write the paper, the students go to the venue, a number of them converge at their schools before, they are marched to wherever they will go to. So what if, within that short period, their teachers decide that, oh, we've gotten the apple, so let's go through it, quick. What would you do about that? Before they go, they've already gotten there. And then another thing, I think we have another caller.
I understand we have a caller from the Volta region. Hello?
My name is Charles.
Yeah, your name again, please, and you can go ahead and make it.
Charles.
Charles.
My name is Charles.
Let's hear from you, Charles. Let's hear from you.
This thing that you guys are discussing is something that is going on even in the SHS now. I am a teacher, and other teachers inside teachers will beat me just because I'm against malpractice. I can speak on authority to that. I'll send you guys an email. I can give you counselor and plethora of example of teachers engaged in this kind of thing. There are teachers that are taking 100 CDs, 300 CDs, just to up student parts. I can tell you that when the WASI is even about to start, teachers write their Momo number on the top of the blackboard that send the money quickly. Then quickly they allow things to flow. It's not easy. Yet these same teachers complain that we have quack nurses, quack doctors, we have quack teachers too, who do all these kind of things. But don't forget, teachers who engage in malpractice are products of malpractice. That's why they help other students to also do it as well. Please and please, this documentary is just a tip of an iceberg. When you try it for the WASI, you go mad. I learned, Madam is saying that there is the people even buy papers. I can speak to the authority for the fact that buying of paper is over in this time of age. That's why these things happen. There's no more leakage from WAEC. WAEC is doing a good job. What happens is that when they're about to write a WASI, there are people that come from WAEC they call depot keepers. Some of them are, excuse me to say, are retirees. So when they come, they buy them off. Then sometimes when they're about to start the paper, they release these papers to them and they split it and teachers solve it and quickly bring it into the exam hall.
So it's widespread. It's widespread even in the SHS and all of that. And I think, Charles, it's a very fair point you made. Thank you very much for joining. And it's time we've got like 2 minutes to wrap up. So guys, maybe you can share it among yourselves, then we go.
So I was on to something. So, and then another thing too is that, you see, when you write international exams, I have written international exams before. And even with that one, it was online. It was online because of COVID. So it had to be online. See, your laptop that you are using, provided it has a camera, you will take it around wherever room that you are about to write the paper, for the proctor to be sure that there is nobody present in that room and that there is no other paper. aside what you're coming to do on the computer. And, you know, and I'll go to Daniel again, you know, talking about installing CCTV cameras in these centers.
That will help to some extent.
Which would help to some extent.
Yeah.
But then we'll go back to Charlie. I'm obeying. That's how.
I mean, Rosalie, yeah, final thought. Progressive, what do you think we can do? CCTV and all the BECE centers, there are a lot of them in the country. I don't know if you can get the orders.
I don't know if we can. You know, name and shame will definitely help. Knowing that right now there are eyeballs on them will make them be a bit careful. The kind of country that we come from, once you say CCTV, procurement becomes an issue, corruption comes in there some way, somehow, when you're trying to fight corruption in the other way. And so, yes, the name and shame is a good start. As media, we'll keep doing it, we'll keep hammering on it, we'll keep using our voices, hoping that it will go far and we can curb this malpractice.
We're hoping that we can curb it. The GS have indicated they're going to investigate this issue. They say all the staff of the outfit who are implicated in it, they're going to look into it. The teachers, the staff, the invigilators, they're going to look into it as to when we are going to curb and finally put a stop to, what do you call it, examination malpractice in this country. We don't know, but we just hope that decisive action will be taken so that we can minimize the practice. This has been Prime Morning. My name is Razak Musbah. Sadie was here, Rosen was here. We're going to be back same time tomorrow morning, guys. Of course, changes is coming your way today, right?
Yes, today at 1 p.m. We have Leila Jansi joining us today. You don't want to miss
Exciting time.
Yes, and also,
changes.
you know, a throat cancer survivor. She'll also be joining us to tell her story. So, yes, I'm back for changes. I'm back.
Great. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow morning, same time. Make a day.